Speaking of scientists, we have one rock star guest who is joining me today. We have Pang-Wei Liu, who is currently a senior research scientist at SSAI. He is an expert on the Land Information System, also known as LIS. Pang, I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule to talk with me today. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing very well today. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. It is an honor. And I think as we can all agree, and as we always say, it is a great day at SSAI. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Awesome. Well, Pang, I wanted to ask you just a couple of questions in relation to your work with the Land Information System at SSAI. I'm just incredibly fascinated by it, and I think our audience will be very fascinated by it as well. So my first question I wanted to ask you was, can you please tell the audience about yourself and describe your projects you have worked on with the Land Information System at SSAI?
Definitely. Yeah, so my name is Pang-Wei Liu. I'm originally from Taiwan, and now I work as a scientist at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, contract through SSAI. My academic journey at the United States began at the University of Florida, where I completed my PhD, and my research there was focused on developing soil moisture retrieval algorithms for active and passive microwave sensors, primarily to support NASA's soil moisture active passive mission known as SMAP. So this project was a great introduction to me to remote sensing and hydrology, and it helped me understand how valuable soil moisture is, particularly for agricultural water resource management and the ecological system. So after finishing my PhD, I worked at University of Florida for a couple more years, and then I went on to NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. So at JPL, my research focus was on using data from GIS satellite to measure groundwater variations. So my project was to evaluate and estimate the groundwater losses in California's Central Valley, one of the most important agricultural areas in the world. So there, the groundwater plays an important role for water supply in this region, right? So during my time at JPL, I also worked a collaborative project with scientists at Goddard, in which we use land information system, which is known as LIS, to model hydrological variables in the western states of the United States. So that is when I started learning and working LIS, and I have been using it since then. So now at SSAI and Goddard, one of my initial projects involved developing an algorithm to improve the resolution of soil moisture data from SMAP by downscaling its standard products. So this high-resolution soil moisture data has been adopted by USDA's CropCasma system. So the system uses the data for agricultural monitoring across the United States. It is very exciting to have my work with soil moisture data contributing to the real-world applications. And then now, more recently, I have been using LIS to integrate hydrological and agricultural models. So one of my primary projects now is to incorporate an agricultural model called DSET within Land Information System. So the goal here is to support applications like crop monitoring and water resource management. So I believe my experience from soil moisture algorithm developing to groundwater studies and now using LIS for hydrological and agricultural modeling has all been about making Earth's data more accessible and actionable. So at SSAI and Goddard here, it's been exciting to see how these projects support decision makers in agriculture and beyond, helping them address complex environmental challenges due to climate change and extreme weather.
Wow, that's absolutely incredible, Pang. I really appreciate your experiences that you shared. You know, when you were originally from Taiwan and then, you know, coming all the way to the United States, that's quite a journey. So, and based on your experiences in the United States, I can hope that you have liked being here in the United States. Is that correct so far?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Very good. Well, Pang, like I said, I really appreciate you telling the audience about yourself and describing some of the projects that you have worked on with the Land Information System, LIS at SSAI. Now, you highlighted a little bit about the Land Information System, but could you share with the audience a little bit more about what the Land Information System is and its role in advancing our understanding of Earth systems?
Yeah, definitely. So the Land Information System, LIS, is a powerful tool developed at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center here. And it's essentially a hydrological modeling framework where contains various land surface models. So user can select the most suitable models for their research. The system also brings together many different pieces of environmental data like climate information, satellite observations, and in-situ measurements to help scientists understand what's happening on Earth's surface. With this, we can model hydrological variables like soil moisture, snow cover, vegetation condition, and even how energy and water move between the land and atmosphere. So this capability allows us to use this for many different purposes, depending on the question we are trying to answer. One of the best things about this is its flexibility. So it can work with various hydrological models and take in data from a wide range of sources, running at various spatial resolutions. This can support many applications, from studying how extreme weather affects to water supplies at the whole watershed scale to monitoring farming conditions, as I'm working on at the near field scale. Another big strength of this is its ability to combine real-world observations with model simulations in a process called data assimilation. So this is like giving models regular updates from real measurement to make sure their predictions are not deviate from actual observations. The observation can be from remote sensing or monitoring stations. For scientists and decision makers, this process is important because it provides them with most current and accurate information to support decisions on things like crop and water management and water resource management and disaster response. Through these capabilities, this can help us get a clear picture of how different aspects of the land interact with the atmosphere, climate, and even human activities. In agriculture, for example, this can help us keep an eye on soil moisture levels, which can guide decisions around crop irrigations and predict potential droughts. So this is a powerful tool that makes environmental and hydrological data more accessible and useful. By combining all these observations and models, it's empowering scientists and policymakers to better understand, predict, and adapt the Earth's changing system. So in the past 1 to 2 decades, we have seen many studies using this to provide new insights into how we manage and protect our natural resources.
Wow, that's absolutely incredible, Pang. This is just incredibly innovative, you know, from what you've been explaining and from what you've been describing. I really appreciate you highlighting more about lists. And you brought up an interesting point about looking into natural disasters as well. I know that there are some natural disasters that are out there that we just don't really know still a whole lot of information about. I know recently that Florida and also some of the southern states in the United States got hit by a couple of hurricanes this season, unfortunately. Florida got hit by Hurricane Helene, and it went up to other southern states, and then they got nailed again by Hurricane Milton. So it's just unbelievable. So in relation to LIS, I think from what you've been describing, this is going to be an excellent way for us to get more data, so that way we can further learn about these natural disasters and maybe save even more lives. And then, also maybe potentially, build even better structures to be able to withstand them too.
Right. So as I mentioned in the previous description, I mean, one of the advantages is that the LIS can also ingest or incorporate with the remote sensing data, so that can also provide us near real-time monitoring the environmental challenges or the hydrological events happens, as you just mentioned, the hurricanes in Florida.
Exactly. Absolutely. So this is very exciting to, see what LIS can do. And, I'm definitely very excited to see the continued innovations that come with that. And going on to Pang, my next question that I had for you was, you mentioned about some of the environmental challenges that LIS is looking into in terms of collecting data. In what ways does LIS support GIS, also known as Geographic Information Systems tools, to address environmental challenges, such as monitoring deforestation and even predicting droughts?
Yeah, definitely. I think LIS works really well with GIS tools to deal with various environmental challenges. So you can think of this way. LIS is more like a data provider, given us key hydrological variable, as I mentioned earlier, right? And then the GIS is a tool that helps us to analyze and visualize that data on maps. It can also help us to make it easier, those data sets easier to understand what's happening in the environment. So they can work together to offer a powerful way to track changes and pinpoint areas that need attention, whether it's deforestation, droughts, or other environmental issues. So one of the great things about this is that it can integrate remote sensing data. For example, NASA's map data give us data about how much moisture is in the soil, while satellite like MODIS help us monitor vegetation condition and land surface temperature, right? So this satellite data set adds a lot of value to our models because we are able to get up-to-date, high-quality information from above, which is important when addressing large-scale environmental challenges. So let's take the deforestation as an example. So with LIS simulation output data, we can track leaf area index, LAI, over a period of time, which present vegetation changes in a given area during the modeling period, right? So by combining this data set with GIS mapping, we can identify and visualize areas where forests are being affected or where deforestation might be happening. This can help scientists and decision makers understand the problem more clearly, figure out where action is needed, and predict the broader environmental impact. And then when it comes to drought prediction or monitoring, as mentioned earlier, this helps modeling water resource factors. So by integrating remote sensing data from satellite, we can continuously update these models in near real time, which is especially important for monitoring rapid change like a flash drought that can occur quickly and unexpectedly. So using the GIS tools, we can create detailed map showing where drought is likely to occur or has occurred. So these maps are very critical because they help us visualize patterns across large area, allowing us to understand how droughts will affect agriculture, water resource, and ecosystems. So in sum, this GIS and remote sensing data working together can provide a clear picture of our environment. They help us monitor, predict, and respond to challenges like deforestation and drought with great accuracy. Right? So this enables better decision making to protect our natural resources.
Wow, Pang, that's absolutely incredible. And just as a side question, is there a link to LIS that our audience could view, like the map or something like that, and be able to see like what data is being collected, just out of curiosity?
Yeah, so there are multiple ways. For example, I mean, as I mentioned, LIS is more like a data provider. So it has been utilized for various missions. So one of the mission is called NLDAS, North American Land Data Assimilation System. And that platform provide hydrological variable output data that is public available for people to download and use it. So that is one. The other one is there is a currently developed by Goddard, the system called VEDA, so which is stand for Virtual Earth Data Analysis. So VEDA is a free open source platform that allow anyone to access high quality Earth observation data and model, including those created by LIS, right? And then the VEDA is working on like a web GIS platform. So it also provides the visualization tools for users to kind of visualize those data sets.
That's awesome. Well, for those of you audience and viewers who are currently listening to this episode, please definitely check out our YouTube description for the links right down below in this video. So that way you'll be able to see more about what Pang was describing about these tools. Like I said, this is just incredibly fascinating. And Pang, I wanted to mention just as my final question to you, looking ahead into the future, you spoke a lot about what LIS and the GIS tools are currently doing right now, but in the future, what advancements do you foresee for LIS and GIS technology in general? And in addition to that, how could these developments impact industries or communities on a global scale?
Yeah, definitely. So looking to the future, there are some exciting development for LIS and GIS technologies. So one of the biggest trend is the growing emphasis on open science. So the idea of open science is to make scientific data and models available to everyone, right? So it can be available from scientists to policymakers and even to public. So by making data freely available, it opens up opportunity for collaborations and innovations, which is how we can deal with big global problems more effectively. So NASA has been a major proponent of this, especially when it comes to addressing environmental challenges like climate change or extreme weather. So many of us working at SSAI have made critical contribution to this effort. One of the examples, as I just mentioned earlier, NASA has developed to support open science is the VEDA system, so which stands for Virtual Earth Data Analysis. And VEDA is a free open source platform that allows anyone to access high quality Earth observations, data, and models, including those created from land information system. So it's like a digital library environmental data combined with web-based GIS. So it enables users to explore, analyze, and monitor the environmental changes. So one of VEDA's most powerful feature is its dashboard, which lets users view current environmental conditions on interactive maps. This is especially useful when making decisions about resource management, like optimizing water use or responding to climate events. So with VEDA, you are not just looking at raw data, you are not just looking at numbers, you are seeing it in a way that's easy to understand and ready to act on. So I believe we will see even better integration of near real-time and predictive models in the near future. As technology continues to improve, we will be able to gather more detailed environmental data, leading to even more accurate predictions of events like drought or floods. So this could have a huge impact on industrials such as agriculture, where farmers could rely on more accurate weather forecasts to optimize water usage, or in forestry, where we could get earlier warning about deforestation, right? So at the end, this GIS and open science are helping us understand the world better and respond more quickly to environmental challenges. So by making these tools more accessible, we are empowering people across the globe to work together and come up with optimal solutions to urgent problems like climate change and extreme weather.
Pang, I was going to say, I love what you just said, how you are trying to empower people to come together and to try to solve some of these complex issues, especially for someone like myself who is in the younger generation. I definitely am someone who wants to inspire those that are below me as well to try to tackle some of these problems and to come together too. So I think that sends a very strong message in terms of what you're doing, and especially with what these tools are doing. So I think that was very well said. Pang, like I said, these tools are incredibly fascinating. I think our audience is going to be super fascinated when they check out these tools. And with that, I just wanted to thank you so much again for taking time out of your very busy schedule to talk with me today. You are truly a rock star employee who is really making an impact and a difference globally, and everybody is going to be very fascinated by the continued great work that the LIS and the GIS tools are going to offer. Please definitely keep us in the loop and let us know about any additional data that comes and any additional innovations that come. And we're just super excited to see what's going to come in the future, and we can't wait to highlight it.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.